Hi everybody, thanks for watching this video. I know I said I was going to talk about policies in the next video, but frankly I'm a little bit tired of talking about policies. And I had another really interesting discussion on something else this morning, and I thought it would make for a pretty good short video. So I was talking this morning about data classification. So if you're in the industry now, or you're a current or past student, listen up because this is important. Consumers of services everywhere, regardless of industry, are really starting to ask more and more questions about data classification before they do business with you. So what do I mean by that? I mean knowing that your organization knows how and where data is stored within the organization, who you're sharing that data with, and how you're going about protecting it. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are heading well beyond the walls of simply protecting PII, EPHI, or PCI data. We're beyond that point. Basic old school DLP out. Now we're talking about data classification and tagging documents, right? As I talk daily to my friends and colleagues in the field, we're seeing more of a need for stakeholders within the organization to come together and start actually putting tags on documents and classifying data with confidentiality tags. Those tags might consist of things like confidential, public, internal, private, or other markings on the document itself. They might also include, by default, visual markings on documents like headers and watermarks. And, these requirements that are coming from customers, stakeholders, also include a really serious need for access control in the documents themselves, using things like automatic encryption and access rights management. If this sounds familiar, fantastic. I think the majority of the folks out there that I have talked to are implementing Azure Information Protection. It's not an ad for AIP. I know equally as many people that have had trouble with AIP, but a lot of them are implementing Azure Information Protection with sensitivity labels, automatic labels, default labels. Some folks even going to sub-labels, tagging departments, for instance, on the documents. So I don't want you to tell me if you're tagging documents in your organization right now, because I think that's probably sharing a bit too much. But I am going to share a link here in a post that talks a little bit about Azure Information Protection, talks about Purview, talks about sensitivity labels. And if you have worked with an alternate solution for tagging documents, tagging data, tagging emails, tagging whatever digitally, do me a favor and share a link in the comments section. I'd love to implement some of those things in demos in my classrooms, and or just share with the general community here. So thanks for watching and listening about data classification and tagging. Thanks a bunch, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.